big tag team matchup. All the superstar power in the ring at once. Cody Rhodes, Jey Uso taking on John Cena and Logan Paul. And this match did not disappoint either. Logan Paul is more impressive, I think, than people want to give him credit for. Even Triple H mentioned him in the post, I want to say post-game, but in the post-event press conference, he singled out Logan Paul and saying that he's someone that continues to impress him week after week after week. And it'll be curious for me to see what WWE does with his character, though I can promise you one thing, he is going to stay a villain.
Oh, yeah. He plays a great villain.
Yeah, he absolutely does. I think he relishes in it. And, you know, he really reminds me of the kid from the original Karate Kid movie, the blonde-haired villainous kid, you know. And
from the Karate Kid. Okay.
Yeah. I'm blanking on their character names right now, so you have to forgive me. But he kind of reminds me of that.
Okay, I can see that. It's the blonde hair, I think.
Definitely the Cobra Kai. He would fit right in with Cobra Kai. Am I wrong?
No.
All right. Well, this match. Now, I do want to say Cena and Logan Paul kind of got into a bickering match in this. So I don't necessarily see the two of them staying buddy-buddy for really too much longer.
Oh, no. John Cena cannot hold on to buddies.
No, this was just a one-off for them, and I don't think they're forming any kind of clique or posse or anything like that. But Logan Paul might need some more horses in his stable.
Okay.
He might need to have a few more friends in WWE on the villainous side of things. So
well, he will fit with the Seth freaking Rollins posses.
He could, you know, they want to be visionaries and revolutionaries, and they could use an influencer.
Well, that's the way to go.
Yeah, maybe that'll be fun. Logan Paul did probably the most viral moment of this match from a wrestling standpoint. When he did this big backflip right here onto Jey Uso, who was on the announcer's table. And as you can see, WWE tweeted, that's some WWE 2K strategy, like straight out of a video game. You know, it's funny. We do this in other sports, you know, where we're like, oh, he's putting up video game numbers right now. But we don't really see that comparison in wrestling too often. I guess this is the WWE equivalent of doing that, putting up video game numbers. So Jey Uso, though, I want to point out, we kind of talked about this, and this is another reason why I specifically wanted to bring up this moment. He has a big title defense tomorrow night on Raw against Gunther, and he's been taking a lot of punishment, whether it was Friday night on SmackDown, whether it was Monday night on Raw. And
he's been busy.
Now he's in another match last night, and he gets this shot at the end of it. We didn't see him really get up after this.
Well, Cody Rhodes helped him out, actually, because he played the banged up person. Okay, Cody Rhodes helped him out to get on into the ring and raise his hand and all that stuff. So they're gonna play up that injury a little bit.
Yeah, I called it. I think that's what they're gonna do for sure, and it'll be interesting if they play it up enough for Gunther to actually win. I didn't think that was possible going into this. And now I'm just wondering for Jey Uso. But I still think Uso is going to win, and it's going to push Gunther into being kind of a face. Like a good guy. It'll like push him to like reconsider, like, maybe I need friends too. If he can have friends and stay the champion, I can have friends.
Okay.
Just because I talk funny doesn't mean I can't have friends, Nika.
He doesn't talk funny.
I'm kidding.
I know.
He talks funny compared to them.
I know.
I'm messing with Gunther. I love Gunther. I love me some Gunther. He plays his part and his character really well.
And he's really good on the mic.
He is. I think it's going to be a great match tomorrow night, too. I think they're going to give the fans in Phoenix their money's worth.
Maybe Seth freaking Rollins going to come in and cash in on that contract, too.
And this is the thing, you know, like...
Are they going to keep this anticipation going for a while?
Well, and I didn't want to spoil it because we weren't there yet in the proceedings, but this is exactly why people thought maybe Seth Rollins would come out last night, right when this, like after this match ended, and be like, I challenge Jey Uso right now. And
They
he
had
could
to-
have technically had the right to do that. And he was like, had to get helped out of the arena by Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
So I don't think he would have been in any shape to defend his title at the moment. And so I'm surprised they didn't play up some kind of angle like that. But I do think that Seth Rollins will cash in at an opportunistic moment like that in the future.
It plays into his character.
It totally does. He's not going to beat you in a straight up fair fight.
Well,
Not
in his
yet.
mind,
Not
he might.
in his mind. It's probably all legit,
Yeah.
fair. You know, rules are rules.
To be
And
broken.
obviously, there was no disqualifications last night, so there was no rules broken.
Yep.
Well, these acrobatics were great, but this was not the biggest moment of the show, folks, because I said this was the viral wrestling moment, and I chose those words carefully for a reason, because at the end of this match, of course, Cena, he's been developing this new signature move where he takes the title belt and just whacks you in the face with it. And Cody Rhodes was once again in victim's way. Cena at the end of the match, this was after Uso and Logan Paul were both pretty much knocked out of the match. It basically became this matchup all over again. Was this Backlash or WrestleMania? This was WrestleMania. Where they fought.
WrestleMania.
So this was your WrestleMania 41 kind of rematch for the ending. And of course, Cena did the same thing. He waxed Cody Rhodes in the face with the title. And he's about to go for the win when a masked intruder literally ran into the middle of the ring. And he takes down Cena in the middle of it. Can we flip to the next slide and reveal who it was? Oh my gosh, folks. It was R-Truth. And as you can see, I had to block out the tweet's original text because I didn't want to give it away. It said, "You want the truth? You got the truth." And it's R-Truth. And, you know, full commentary here. I was purposely avoiding this whole story with him because we just started watching wrestling again in January during Royal Rumble, and definitely not familiar with R-Truth's career. He's been around 17 years or something in the WWE, and we haven't watched in 20. So you can do the math and realize we didn't cross paths with R-Truth, and I really don't know much about him. So nevertheless, I did hear the chants in the arenas since he was unceremoniously, quote unquote, fired a few weeks ago, or released, or didn't have his DFA'd. Good terminology from our baseball world language. He was DFA'd, and he even took to social media at one point to announce that he had been DFA'd, and then all of a sudden he shows up here. This is what I was talking about earlier, folks. WWE is getting more and more like meta. They are just blurring the line between truth and reality, and what's fake news, what's real news. Like, I think right now we don't really know the whole truth about R-Truth, about was he actually DFA'd, or was this all part of the script from the beginning?
Unknown.
If you flip to the next slide, though, Nika, you can see the headlines verify it was true. R-Truth returns. He helps Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso beat John Cena and Logan Paul at Money in the Bank. And yeah, he was there in the flesh.
He was.
And he got Cena back with that belt to the face.
And he ran off the stage so fast afterwards.
He did. And we're going to talk more about this in a second, but I still think, despite the fact that this was a huge viral moment for WWE, and a lot of fans were, of course, probably shocked and happy because, you know, we heard them chanting for him week after week since he'd been released. We want truth. He obviously had struck a chord with the fandom. WWE acknowledged it. They bring him out here in a major moment, but I still think that Jey Uso injury is going to be the bigger story to come out of this match. I know the R-Truth thing is a big viral moment, but let's see what happens tomorrow night on Raw with Uso's injuries.
How they going to play that, yeah.
All right. If you flip to the next slide, I just wanted to kind of bring this whole R-Truth moment back full circle again. And he says, "I'm sorry to inform you all, I just got released from WWE. This was back on June 1st. I want to thank WWE for the ride, but mostly I want to thank each and every one of you who was along for the ride. Thank you for all the love, support, and appreciation you have given me over the years. Thank you." Folding hands. And then you can see the headline below. R-Truth returns to help Rhodes and Uso best Cena and Paul at Money in the Bank. And then you see on the right, Triple H looking like a wise wizard over there.
He's growing the beard too.
Yeah, exactly.
Longer and longer.
You got this tweet from Top Bunk Sports that caught my eye. Triple H outsmarting everyone with this whole R-Truth situation. Nika, I got to ask you, do you think that this was scripted, or do you think that this was a roundabout circus behind the scenes of actual releasing and getting re-signed and all this?
I think it was all scripted.
It does feel that way to me, and I guess I kind of want to go back just to the way this all happened and the way it ended. This all kind of started with John Cena hitting people in the face with the title. And it ended with R-Truth hitting John Cena in the face with the title. And R-Truth has been trying to bring John Cena back to like his old self more and more and more.
So you think that being hit with the belt in the head is gonna bring Cena back to reality?
I don't know. I don't know what they're doing with Cena's character now. It'll be interesting to see, because on one hand, he's been a great villain, and I think he's really enjoyed playing the villain. I don't deny that. Although now I want to point out the other side of that. He is going to retire.
Yeah.
And I think he would probably want to retire a good guy. And on the other hand, you also have Seth Rollins, who's kind of taking ownership, I feel like, of the lead villain in WWE, right?
Okay.
And so I think there's room for Cena to have this curse of the Rock broken, if you will, and at some point turn face again and go out on top with the fans cheering his name and his music. No more John Cena sucks, just John Cena.
Okay, I buy that argument. It's possible.
Okay, that's what I think this is all going to lead to eventually.
He will leave the WWE world on a high note, basically.
He will, yeah. And he'll hand over the title willingly, or he'll walk out with the title and they'll make a new one. I don't know. I wouldn't put anything past Triple H right now. He seems really emboldened to take this product into a new generation, into a new era. And yeah, with that change will come changes.
Of course. And Cena deserves it. You know, he's been there for a minute, so why not give him the scene that he wants to play in right now? Be the villain for a little bit.
Of course. It was fun, I think, and it still is for him.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, but I still think at the end of the day, if you're in this part of your career and you are in the same shoes, you would probably want to go out to the thunderous cheers, right?
Yes.